Oh, hi! Well, two for time, there's always going to be a toy sharing. So, from the past few times that we've had the toy sharing, we did Tony Stark, right? So we did some of these movies and the more realistic looking figures of SH Figuarts. And with that, let us continue with that with actually my first ever SH Figuarts figure, which is Bruce Lee. Now, this is the figure that actually got me into SH Figuarts. It's been quite a while. It's been a decade. So yeah, it's the box is not it's an older shape, but this is the figure that got me into SH Figuarts. This is Bruce Lee from the movie Enter the Dragon. So this is the one wherein he had to fight that guy with a claw thing. So I guess let's open him up. Now, this is also the first at that time. It was around, if I'm not mistaken, around 2015, 2014, where I got this, and it still remains one of my favorite figures. And oh, of course I forgot. So this is the figure out of the box. As you can see, it has a lot of stuff. Got figures, face plates, not heads, face plates, extra hands, and weapons. So, but for the box itself, you got Bruce Lee here, product pictures for Bruce Lee, and then in the side you've got the Bruce Lee, I guess packaging and some product pics in the back. Alright, so with the figure, this has a lot of stuff. Actually, this is what really got me into SH Figuarts, because aside from the many ways you can customize the figure, this featured a lot of accessories. Um, Actually, even for a normal figure, even if it's not for Bruce Lee, it featured a lot of stuff. So, and yes, I kept him. I didn't want to put him as, I didn't want to put him in any display yet. It's technically I didn't really have the space. But then again, it's also, see, it still has this original plastic protection, I guess. But here it is. So here it is, Bruce Lee in his I guess in his glory. So this is what he wore in the the final scene where he was fighting the guy in the mirrors. They didn't have the scratch marks, but then again, this is him. Now, the good thing about SH Figuarts is because of its hyper posability, you can pose him with anything. You can pose him fighting, you can pose him kicking. Now look at his face. This is that face he uses when he starts doing the sound. Okay. So that's the face he has. Now for the face plates, see? That's his face. Now for the face plates, he's got a lot of them and really good ones. He's got this face plate that's looking sideways with doing, well, still from the face you can actually listen, you can actually hear him doing those kung fu sounds. And then this is the normal face, and a second face looking. So you've got these two faces very similar. One is looking sideways, the other is looking straight for his face. Next, it also features extra hands and weapons. So for the weapons, his iconic nunchucks. You've got these iconic nunchucks. Unfortunately, it's just one pair. Um, it would have been nice to have an extra pair, but then he's got a long pole so that you can, and also two fighting sticks. So if you're familiar with the Filipino martial art called arnis, it's very similar to the fighting sticks that they can use for him. Now for the hands, it is the usual. They do have different hands for this, but the different posable hands. But what makes this special is that they have added the, I would say, the Bruce Lee Kung Fu hands to the mix. So aside from the fists and all that, it is like you can post them up um, in his iconic Bruce Lee poses. Like this one. So, if you like to do some comedy poses, you can also make him do some poses like this. He also has the thumb pose, like you're talking to me. For that, okay, for that, they also have that for the posing. So, you can really pose him a lot, and I would say this is still one of the best figures that SH Figuarts has ever made. And what who better to do, with better character to do that than the iconic Bruce Lee, right? Oh, see that posing? That's iconic Bruce Lee, right? With that posing. So, you can't get any better than this. I would say this is peak SH Figuarts, character and posability. And I would say if you can still find this, I hope you can find it. I'm not sure if you still can, but then again, I would say this is one of my most favorite and my first SH Arts figure. So this is very special, and if you can find it, I'd say get it, because even if you're not a Bruce Lee fan, if you're just an action figure fan or a posability fan, can't go any wrong with this figure. I would say this is, if we can rate it out of 10, I'd say this is an 11.